On the phone with me right now, we've had him on before, and I mean, you guys are really good friends of the state line, I must say. Al Pitrelli from the from Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They're going to be coming to town. They've got a few shows lined up. All-State Arena on December 27th, the BMO Harris Bradley Center in Milwaukee on the 29th of December, and then in 2015 on the 3rd of January up in Madison at the Alliant Energy Center. Al, how are you?
I'm doing great, and thanks again for talking to me this morning. How's things about you? Everything good?
Everything is good here, and whenever we get either you or Paul O'Neill, the guy behind the curtain, if you will, of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, always got to say thank you. You guys have helped out our Rock River Valley Pantry here on numerous occasions and have donated literally thousands of dollars, and we do thank you for that. So,
well, you're very welcome, and it's always a privilege and an honor to be part of the community at every level, so thank you for allowing us to be part of that.
Oh, absolutely. Not a problem. Now, Al, how long you been with TSO now? Since day one?
Yeah, since this thing opened its eyes 20 years ago. It was Paul O'Neill's idea. He had a writing partner and a lifelong partner, I should say, with John Oliva. I mean, those two have been together since the early 80s, writing great music with the band Sabotage and producing great records. So sometime around, I guess, spring of 95, they had this idea to bring this song, Christmas Eve Sarajevo 1224, to life in the center of a rock opera called Dead Winter Dead by the band Sabotage. And I was just, lucky enough to be invited in to work on it, to record with them back then.
More than any other artist, when it gets to be near the holidays, TSO easily runs away with the most requests out there. People just love you guys. You guys really exude, the holiday spirit. And we've had you here with various productions, and now you're taking out, we'll call it, I guess, a new rock opera. I think the story's been around for some time, but you're taking it out on the road for the first time. I'm talking about the Christmas Attic. Can you tell us about that, Al?
Absolutely. This is a brand new show this year. For years, we had been performing Christmas Eve and Other Stories, which was the first of the 3 rock operas Paul wrote with John. 2 years ago, we changed it up and we started doing The Lost Christmas Eve, which was the 3rd installment of the trilogy. And for some reason, the Christmas Attic became the middle child, got stepped right over. So this year, we're going to bring it out, perform it in its entirety. It's going to be beautifully narrated by our narrator, Philip Brandon, with brand new underscoring. And it's just going to be the first time this rock opera's ever been performed and heard. So we're very excited to bring it out. Change is good for the folks on the stage, especially good for the folks underneath the stage, and for you guys in the audience.
You guys do play these things, many years at a time, and you guys do these shows. Does it always bring excitement to you, though, when you pick up an instrument and you're part of the production and the lights dim and man, things get rolling, and there really is nothing like a TSO show? Is it fresh for you every time you take it out?
Every time I put that guitar around my neck, every time the house lights go down, it's the first time it's ever happened to me. I've been dreaming about this since I was 2 years old. When I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan back in '64, and it'll never diminish, in my heart or in my eyes, and to take it a step further, Paul just keeps introducing new stories and new characters in his stories and new music that these characters bring to life on stage. So it's always brand new, it's always fresh, and every night that I play, there's somebody in the audience who's never seen us before, so that makes it a first for everybody involved. So to watch their expression change in the first 15 to 16 seconds of the opening, that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, and there's the great thing about TSO is you really do get all types out there in the audience, all age, from little ones all the way up to, whatever, infinity. I've gone with my kids before and brought them. Actually, one year I was lucky enough to bring my my 9-year-old at the time up on stage, and we presented a check to the pantry, and that was really cool because you guys rock and really. I have yet to meet a cooler bunch of people when it comes to the audience interaction. When you guys meet audience, I mean, you guys are about the kindest folk out there.
Well, why would we be any other way? You've been kind enough to invite us to your home for dinner, figuratively speaking. So, I'm not going to come to somebody's house and put my feet on the furniture,
Well,
and, the reason why we're out there doing it is because of the folks in your community embracing us all these years and telling their friends and their other family members about this new band that they saw, and you got to come check it out. So the least we could do is say thank you.
You guys do get a lot of people up on stage during the course of any evening show. What's the sort of turnover? I assume it's not very much. I imagine people like coming back year after year to play with you guys. How does that work out with the touring production?
Well, when you have really good chemistry like we do, we try not to change it. We certainly don't want to change it. And obviously, there's been people who have, left and moved on to other things, and God bless every one of them. That's awesome. But a lot of the people have found a home with us. Some of these people, we've been together for the better part of 30 years.
Yeah.
So when you have a chemistry like this, you kind of don't want to mess with that chemistry.
I would think so, and I would think introducing somebody else to learn that stuff, and I know every one of you are professional musicians, but that's still got to be a tad daunting when you try to learn a new rock opera at any given time.
Yeah, it's a lot of work because we're not just playing a bunch of songs. We're playing, a bunch of songs that are part of a bigger story that are being presented by different characters in that story. So it's not as simple as just, learning some chords and some lyrics and going up there and performing. That's just musically what goes on stage. Underneath and above the stage, the crew, who are also members of the band, are bringing this thing to life in a whole new way. I mean, with what they have available to them, with new technology. The fact that they can make the pyro seem like it's dancing to the music, or the strobes following every note that's being played on stage, and the lighting trusses take shape over our heads and over the audience's head and create new images, and the 3D imagery that's going on the video screens behind us. So it's from top to bottom, from front to back, just an entire production that it's not easy to do, and it takes a lot of work to do it. And everybody involved is very proud to present it because we owe it to the guys in your community do a great show every year, because last year they enjoyed it, and if they're coming back this year, it's my job to make sure it's even better than it was last year.
Well, you guys do wow us each and every time. You've been back here a lot, and we're always happy to have you back here. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, more than 10 million CDs sold to date, over 11 million people performed for since your first tour way back when. That's why I would see, it's nice that you're so humble, Al. That would be hard to do if I performed in front of 11. Gee, I get in front of 11 people, I get a big head. 11 million, that's no short. That's no small feat there, Al.
Well, it's been a lot of years, and there's no reason to just take it in stride. I mean, I'm privileged and honored to be part of something like this, and I just look at my job. That's what's more important to me. The fact that many people have been there to see it, awesome.
Yeah.
I can't see that far, so I don't know how many people are in the arena.
Trust me, it's packed to the gills there. The 2013 Winter Tour, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the Christmas Attic, going to be rolling into the Allstate Arena outside Chicago on two shows, too, for each of these dates. You got an afternoon and evening show.
Yes, sir.
December 27th at the Allstate, and then up in Milwaukee at the BMO Harris Bradley Center on December 29th, and January 3rd in Madison at the Alliant Energy Center. So, Al Pitrelli, guitar player, and I hey, do you help out? Do you get into Paul's ear a little bit and say, what you should do? You should put a B flat in there. So, you ever give him pointers?
Absolutely not pointers, but he's been kind enough to let me, write with him and help arrange them and stuff. So yeah, I've been involved in the creative process as well. It's just sometimes you'll write a song that. I'll say to Paul, hey, I don't know what to do with this, and I'll play it for him. He goes, and that's, he'll say, that's the missing piece that I needed, and he'll write a character around that one song. It's all in that big brain of his, so, he's open to a lot of outside suggestion, and then he kind of sifts through it and decides what works and what doesn't work. So you'd be shocked at what he uses and shocked at what he doesn't use, but, it's working for him. His method works.
Well, when you talk to Paul, please, we've had him on many times too. Please tell him that Rockford wishes him the best and hope all is well with him. And thanks again on behalf of everybody here in Rockford and the Pantry for all the help you guys have thrown our way. It's really no small deal. We do appreciate that.
Well, you're very welcome, and thank you for allowing us to be involved with it. And thanks for being with us all these years. I appreciate it.